Olá, hoje o Conexão Brasil veio conferir o lançamento de 3 curtas do Mark Datuin da Mad Resilience Films. Você vai adorar. Fique com a gente para conferir. I got a little time with Mark. Mark, it's such a pleasure to be in your party. I'm really enjoying. It's an honor to be also part of this. Thank you so much, for letting me be. And see, I'm actually a little bit of I'm your fan, also besides everything else. You have only 4 years in your career and you already got 5 awards. Talk about a little bit what's going on in your career. Come on.
Okay, well, I mean, yeah, so am I taking this or just, okay, so I've only been in filmmaking for 4 years. I've always been a songwriter all my life, but I got into filmmaking 4 years ago, and we've just been pretty much pumping out different films one after the other. Mad Resilience Films is our company. I have a wonderful team of cast and crew. And and so this year has been pretty incredible because we've shot 6 short films and 2 web series so far, and it's only August. And we have a couple more to go this year. So it's been an incredible journey. This year has been quite a leap from last year. And last year was pretty much sort of a pinnacle year for us. We've been traveling the world with our films, and so hopefully this year we'll expand on that. So, and I'm very happy that you're also a part of this.
Gente, encontrei aqui brasileiro, Daniel Malavasi, aqui na festa do Mark. Aliás, ex-editor da Globo. Conta pra gente um pouquinho, você está aqui quanto tempo, Daniel, em Toronto?
Eu estou aqui há 1 ano e tenho entrado nesses projetos com o Mark, tem sido incrível, tem sido muito legal.
E por que o Canadá? Por que Toronto?
Eu me apaixonei por Toronto e casei, vim para cá. Na verdade, foi um processo de decisão, tipo, vamos morar em Toronto ou vamos morar no Rio de Janeiro? E aí acabou que Toronto venceu e eu tô aqui.
E conta pra gente esse envolvimento seu com o Mark. Como que você conheceu o Mark?
Eu fui chamado para editar uma série chamada Standardized. O Mark estava dirigindo e aí a gente se conheceu no meio do processo. E foi excelente trabalhar com ele, foi muito fácil trabalhar com ele, né? Ele é uma pessoa muito fácil de trabalhar e foi muito gostoso todo o processo. E aí ele me chamou agora para editar um dos últimos curtas-metragens dele, né? Porque ele faz vários curtas-metragens, um atrás do outro.
I found someone here important. Wait a second. Sarah? Hi. Oh, hi. Nice. Oh my God. So I have Sarah. She's an amazing actress. Also a producer. Such a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you.
So you're having fun here at the party?
I am. I always have fun at the Mad Resilience parties, trust me.
Amazing. So we would like to know, Sarah, besides everything else that you do with Mark, I know it's an amazing work, what it's like to work with Mark?
What it's like to work with Mark. I like working with Mark personally because I feel like he has a really wonderful balance with things. So Mark has a very specific vision, which is great, but he also leaves room for you to interpret it your own way as well. So I think as a director, that's really amazing to work with.
Do meu lado, Walter Vilar, grande prazer falar com você. Fotógrafo, graphic designer, você faz um pouquinho de tudo. Conta pra gente um pouquinho do seu envolvimento com o Mark Datuin aqui, né? Dessa festa maravilhosa de hoje à noite.
Sim, então, eu conheci o Mark por intermédio da Bárbara de la Fuente, que é uma atriz, né? E ele me chamou para fazer alguns filmes. E o que eu fazia era as fotos do filme deles, né? Então,
seria tipo assim, o background do filme.
O making of das cenas, né? E também cenas para que eles quisessem aproveitar para o filme, alguma coisa, né? E a gente também faz algumas fotos, fez algumas fotos para, digamos assim, para publicidade que eles quisessem fazer, né? Isso.
E como que fala pra gente como é trabalhar com o Mark?
Olha, o Mark é uma pessoa muito legal. Eu acho que em matéria de diretores, porque eu já trabalhei fazendo comerciais para TV, né? E você sempre tem aquelas pessoas, sempre tem a pessoa, sempre tem um diretor que sabe exatamente o que quer. Você tem o diretor que não necessariamente sabe o que quer. Você tem um diretor chato, você tem um diretor legal de trabalhar. Eu acho que de todos os diretores que eu já trabalhei, o Mark é aquela pessoa que deixa você fazer o que você quiser e ele sabe o que ele quer também, né? Então ele pede o que ele precisa, mas também deixa você livre para você fazer a sua arte, digamos assim.
Legal, então ele te dá liberdade para você se expressar.
Sim, dá liberdade para se expressar, isso.
Maravilha. E você tem trabalhado muito nessa área de filme? Ou só com o Mark que você se envolveu mais?
Só com o Mark, porque o meu background é bem variado, é em outras coisas também que eu faço, né? Então sempre aparece alguma outra coisa para fazer, mas quando o Mark precisa de algum fotógrafo, normalmente ele pede a minha ajuda.
So I found here this young fellow, Shady Hanna. He's a cinematographer. Even though he's being very young, as you can see, his career is already skyrocketing. You already did 3 films this year. Talk about a little bit about your career and about what it's like to be working with Mark.
Honestly, working with Mark is the best. It's been awesome. I've worked on 3 films so far, and each one's been incredible in its own way. The first one we did was a 48-hour film challenge, and it was the first time that I've met Mark, and it was I didn't know what I was getting into. I barely knew Mark or anybody that was in the project, but it was incredible. It was so fun to work with everyone. It was such a cool environment. I loved it. It was really, really nice. And the other 2 films also were a lot bigger than the 48-hour film challenge, but they're also very unique and it was cool to work with everybody, especially Mark. It was very easy to work with, and he's always accepting new ideas, always like suggest stuff, and he always kind of like is open to all the ideas that I had, so it was been pretty easy and fun to work with him.
It's incredible. It's something like growing up, I've always, with my parents, we've been pretty much, I grew up in a very academic setting. And so filmmaking wasn't something that I ever considered. I was always creative. And my parents, I'm very grateful for my parents. They enlisted me in piano, for example, and that's where I got my musical background. But filmmaking is something I've never ever considered. My background is in psychology, and I was always, I went to U of T, but filmmaking was something that I never considered. And so when I took that leap, and it was just meeting the right people, that it's like you just have to let go and make use of your talents. And so I'm like, okay. And me as an introverted person, I'm very reluctant. But in the end, I just went for it, and all of a sudden, it's like, you know what, I love this. Even though it took a while for me to get comfortable in it, I just absolutely loved it. And now in this industry, I just can't look back. And I've met so many wonderful people. My family in Mad Resilience, it's just incredible. And meeting new people, taking our storytelling all over the world. I mean, going to the U.S., to Europe, to Cannes recently, and it's just been incredible. So for me, it's still an exhilarating part of it, because I'm still in the honeymoon phase, even though it's been a few years already. But it's just that I'm still overly excited about everything. And the challenges, challenges is I think most filmmakers might say is I guess funding. I mean, it's in the end, we're putting out our stories, and everything's a passion project. So I've been blessed with so many people who are doing things, doing what they do because they love it. And it's not just necessarily a business, but it's about it's our lives, it's our careers. And it's about storytelling and doing something meaningful and something fulfilling at the end of the day. And so for me, that's the main thing. But the challenge is, of course, because the business aspect of it is the funding. So me as a writer, I find a challenge to write something that's beyond something that we know that we can film. But it's definitely something that it's a good challenge, but it's also something that we grow every year, trying to build on that.
So I just found here the actor Christopher Brightjai. It's a pleasure to interview you. I've heard good things about you from Mark. You've done 2 films so far.
Projects so far, yes. I've worked on Standardized with Mark, and as well as Relatively Screwed that will be shown tonight.
So what is it like to work with Mark?
Mark's easygoing. He's a really good director, very easy to work with. He's one of those guys that you love to work with because he always works with you. He's very kind. He says, oh, okay, well, maybe, we can adjust this way or that way, and it's very easy to work with him. So, dream director, let's put it that way, for sure.
So whatever actor like to, right? Easy director.
Very easy to work with, yeah. No, there's no friction with Mark. Let's just put it that way. So,
So how did you meet Mark? How long have you met him?
actually, was on the set of Standardized because when I was cast for it, I didn't meet Mark when I started working on that project. And so when I met him, he was a very friendly guy, very easy to work with, and all of a sudden we became very good friends. So yeah, I can't say a bad word on the record about him.
So here, André, I heard you're Portuguese, but you don't speak Portuguese. How come?
My grandparents, I blame them. They never taught me.
Really?
Really.
So, okay, this is for a Portuguese channel. As you know, this is for FPTV, for the Conexao Brasil.
Yeah, hello, Conexao Brasil.
So we are here for Mark's party.
We are, and it's great.
And I heard you've done 3 films so far with Mark.
I have, yeah. Venky, Daryl Venky, then Whitelock, and most recently, Sorry for Coming.
Yes, I had a pleasure to work with you.
We did, that was the first time.
That's right. So tell us what it's like to work with Mark.
Mark's really great. He has a very cohesive vision of what he wants to see, and he's good at working with the actors to let him and communicating his vision to us. So we kind of know exactly what he wants, but he gives us autonomy so we can really make the character our own as well.
Awesome. So how long have you been involved in this industry?
Just over 2 years now. I mean, I've always kind of studied acting and been interested in drama and doing plays and stuff. But as far as professionally, it's been just over 2 years now.
Awesome. And you obviously, your career also is skyrocketing now. We can see you everywhere.
Well, I guess, it's I'm in the Toronto market. I'm trying to carve out a niche for myself to be sure. But I've had the good fortune to meet a lot of good people and attract a lot of people with the same sort of like-minded mentality of let's make awesome films and get it together.
Awesome. Such a pleasure. So maybe next time you can do a Portuguese film, learn some Portuguese?
You know what? I'm going to start studying right now. I understand that pillow talk is the best way to learn a language, so I'm going to start trying to meet Portuguese girls, and hopefully they can teach me.
Yes. Good luck with that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So tonight we have 3 films. Like I said, we shot 6 films this year and 2 web series, but we're wrapping 3. So one of them is called Notwithstanding, and it stars Angelica Alejandro, Stuart Vaughn, and Samantha Spatari, and Mark Nosen. And so that one we filmed back in February, so it's a winter shoot. I don't usually do those, but and we're showing that one's about a date, or it's about a woman who inadvertently mistreats her blind date, and she inadvertently does it. So she doesn't. Anyway, so there's that. Then we have Sorry for Coming, which stars Trish Rainoni, Amy Slattery, Sarah Cunningham, Matt Carvery, Andre Guantanamo, Sarah Cunningham, and of course an actress named Marissa Oliveira. I don't know if you know her, but wonderful though, wonderful team. And and so that's about a tour guide who is kind of like she's on her first date and first day on the job, and she kind of is not. She's in for a surprise. Or sorry, the tourists are a little in for a surprise because they're in for a little quirky tour guide that they're not expecting. So there's that, and the last one is Relatively Screwed, which stars Brandon James Sim and Christoph Bryjak, and Megan Tuck and John Bratt. And that was a very quick shoot because we shot that in 4 hours in the Kensington Market. So it's a very low-key film. Anyway, so we'll be showing all 3 films tonight. Yeah.
Bom, e nessa festa a gente não podia deixar de encontrar a senhorita Bárbara de la Fuente, né? Que está em todas, Bárbara.
Convidada especial porque eu não faço parte de nenhum dos filmes.
Ah, mas querida, você não faz parte, mas você acabou de fazer um filme com o Mark, né? Que ele foi diretor do seu filme.
A gente filmou o ano passado, está indo para festival, nós estamos em 5 festivais no mundo afora, inclusive filmamos para o Brasil. Manaus, olha, a gente teve estreia no Brasil, em Manaus, agora em agosto, no começo do mês. Foi maravilhoso.
Que maravilha, parabéns.
Obrigada, obrigada.
E quais são os planos? O que está vindo aí pra gente?
Bom, continuamos mandando filme para festival, espero que a gente seja aceito em outros mais. Estou com um projeto aí para ser filmado agora, até o final do ano, com a Tanya Williams, que é uma das atrizes mais famosas canadenses. Ela fazia parte de uma das grandes telenovelas americanas, super gracinha. O texto é do Mark, ele não vai dirigir, mas o texto é dele. Estou agora com o meu curta para ser filmado, que eu escrevi. Trabalhando tem vários projetos.
Você não para, né, querida? Quando não é com um festival de cinema, é fazendo filme, behind the scenes.
A gente não pode parar. Eu acho que quando a gente para, a gente morre, né?
Concordo com você.
Tem
E
que
você
ser.
está sempre de parabéns.
Obrigada.
Obrigada. So, Mark, thank you very much again for everything. And we are finishing one more Conexão Brasil. Would you like to say something to the Portuguese audience?
Obrigado.
Oh, excellent. Thank you very much. And a gente está acabando mais um Conexão Brasil. Até a próxima.